Hi, Pisces. How are you? How are you, Pisces? You doing all right? You doing good? If you're not, I'm giving you a big hug. A squeeze. Can you feel it? Squeeze. Squeeze. Okay. Well, that was sweet. Okay, so I just wanted you to be here before we jump into your cards. Let's see. I was kind of curious. I was like, is it a void of course moon? Let's check. Do you know what that is? It's like, oh, it is a void of course. This evening. Okay, so we have time. Void of course, just maybe some of you want to know. Void of course is when a moon is, it's not making any aspects to anything. Like the moon isn't, as it's shifting from one place to another, it's not aspected by anything else. It's sort of like sitting with itself. So what are we talking about here? We're talking about, pardon me, we're talking about the moon is our mind, what we're thinking about, like how we're processing kind of how we feel, I guess, in a way. And I like that that's not being aspected by anything. Like it's not being affected by other things. So again, what are we talking about? We're talking about a person not being affected by things. You're sitting in your own space. I would say for some of you, this is like probably maybe you're feeling more in yourself, like feeling maybe you're feeling yourself more. Who knows? I hope so. You're a really beautiful person. Okay, so let's talk about. I drew your chart. We'll go into more details on Patreon for astrology. Actually, I want to mention something before we jump into this part too. Sorry. Libra is one of your adjustment points. It's the biggest. It's Venus to Venus. Like you're the exaltation, they're a home place. It's one of these kind of things. Up, like a scale or a balance kind of point. It's very significant. You've been learning this, even if you're new here. We've been talking about this where collectively this has been being adjusted and being healed. So this is healing relationships. This is healing love. With the South Node in Libra, especially Pisces rising, this sitting up in your 8th house. We're talking kind of fast here. Hold on. It's like finding more peace with our relationships, the ones we have now, the ones from deep in the past. It could even be past lives. If any of you have, Libra talked about this pretty deeply over on Patreon. This is why I'm bringing it up. Those of you over there, you'll see it. I'm not trying to get anyone to be like, you need to go over there. It's just, it was important because it talked a lot about like, if you've had any sexual trauma, just, and again, even if you don't understand, like, why can't I be in my body sometimes? Why do I disassociate? Like, that, well, I don't even know what my face just did there, right? Like, they talked a lot about that, and even if it's not in this life, it talked about these other lives. So I don't know, maybe that'll be of service to you. With Lilith in there, Lilith in Libra, the South Node, it's healing a lot of these places, so that like the thing that is like irritating, I'm seeing like where a clam like goes to eat, and or mussel or whatever, oyster, and it's like you get sand, and that sand makes a pearl, you know. But it takes a long time to heal that. It takes a long time to build the solid layers around that, instead of like building walls so that like someone's so hard that you can't get in. It's more of like, no, I love who I am, right? The pearl is ruled over by Cancer, by the moon, and so it's this beautiful thing that comes through these past experiences that were hard or frustrating. So I congratulate you wherever you have done that. Um, and and wherever there's still places that you're healing, I wish you the best with that. I know you can do it because you're so open to it. And if those of you are like, I haven't had to deal with that a lot, or that's not really my deal, then this is also your partners who you're attracted to. Not that that's necessarily a bad thing. Everyone has their stuff, you know. No judgment here by any means. I think hard situations personally make a person have a lot of character. You know, the card of the day, actually I'll bring this up. Recently I've been picking like a tarot card of the day and kind of journaling about it. Even though I feel like I've been studying tarot quite for many years now, but it's like sometimes even looking at the same thing in with new eyes, it changes it so much. So today I ended up picking the Five of Swords, and it's interesting because I've never looked at this way, but it showed me like where there's part of what this card could represent is like where a person finally says to themselves, you know, I understand why I've had to experience this suffering, or I at least am not willing to like just stew in it. Do you know what I mean? It's like I want to move on from that. I want to try something new. I want to become I actually heard a new version. Some of you may want to become like, or you're realizing that you're becoming like a new version of yourself, even if it's just like, again, like another layer of that pearl, you know, the layers of the pearl. Okay, let's see. Let's choose a card, Pisces. Oh, well, that was very easy. And we have the great work with the Hermit. So again, any like healing that you've done in yourself, the places where you were like took the time to be alone and to process and to find more like what I heard, what is my natural spirit? You know, like what I don't know if we want to go all the way to like the words of, I'm seeing like authentic self, but anyway, good that emphasizes that good job energy. And again, anyone, I mean, I feel like we all struggle with things in life, no matter what, but it's like if you're not getting the answer that you want, then instead of being like, if you're not getting what you want in some way or another, maybe you want to just think about that. There must be something. Like, this isn't really doing what I want it to do. Then instead of being like, oh, I fucking suck at this, like, ugh. Or, you know, say it's like, I wish my partner would this and that, or my boss would this and that. And it's just like, instead of this frustration energy, I want you to ask yourself, like, how did I come to this this answer? Like, how did I get here? I guess is the question, right? If 2 plus 2 keeps equaling 5, it's just like, well, wait, I feel like this is spirit too. Spirit isn't like, wherever you feel like you're failing, it's like, Spirit's not punishing you or like scolding you. They just want to know, like, I guess it's your higher self too. It's just like, oh, that's interesting. So you came up with this answer and I came up with this answer. Well, oh, that smells so good. Right? That's a softer way to put that. It would be like, so how did you get to that answer? How did you get to that? You know, how did you end up here? I guess is the question. And when we approach it in that way, I find that, and I was just, well, we'll stick to the point. It seems to be that when we approach it in this way, what I'm seeing is that a person is more apt to succeed because they don't feel like they're being punished when they're not perfect. And it actually gives a person more confidence because they're also like feeling like they're understood or understood by their teacher, by these higher realms. Okay. If I was a musician, I would know what time that is. What's your card, Pisces? Oh, the card of power. The card, can you see that? The card of power. Wow. So this is a door. And it has a key. Let's read this card. Four of Earth. Ooh, back here. Water, and then Earth. Okay. Open sesame. Open sesame. Right? You don't need a genie to open this door. Open sesame. Open. So there's something in you, there's something in your life that all you have to say is open. Open. I mean, do you know what's in there once you open it? Is it going to be like perfect when you open it? I don't know. I don't know. I guess you'll find out when you go in there. I feel like there's a... Maybe you just want to say that to yourself right now. Like, think about the thing, again, that I saw someone get stuck a little bit, where it's like, oh, this should be open, but it's closed. Maybe it's a part of your heart, I don't know. But I feel like you want to just say, open, sesame. Because that's going to give you self-authority, right? So the Four of Earth. It says, power is unfolding within you. You may feel as if you are closing off the outside world, but recognize that this is a strength, not a weakness. Oh, okay, so for some of you, this door is opposite energy. Okay, what we talked about, I feel like, is important. That's what was being said. So there's importance in that. Part of this door in relation to your power has to do with that which took your power. It reminds me of that Libra reading. This could be family. It could be your ex-partners. It could be childhood trauma. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. There could be someone that where you, if you've locked this door, if you shut this door and you locked it, you have the key. And you're like, I don't want... You've already processed it. You've already gone through that room. At least enough that you know that like what's in that room is something that only hurts you. It's something that only stops you. It takes your power. If you have the power, a few things. You have the power. You have the key to lock that door and to be like, no, thank you. If you've already locked that door, and maybe even after you do, and maybe one of those things where it's like, I just saw someone scratching at a door, and it would be like, open sesame, like, let me out, let me out. Like, oh, I heard, I'll be nice to you. I'll be nice to you. I won't do that again. And it's like, you know that whatever that is, if that's I don't know if this is a person, part of you, it's just like, no, you can't come in here, man. Woman. D-man. No, you can't come in here. Nope. Interesting. Let's keep going. It says, you have the power to shut the door when necessary. You also have the power to open it. Okay. If you think the key to opening the door is lost, look within your heart to find it. You have the qualities of you have high qualities of generosity. Do not become a victim of avarice. Avarice, Avarice. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. I don't know what that word means. Do not become a victim of avarice on the part of yourself or anyone else. Okay, well that's pretty straightforward. So this month is all about your own power. To open, sesame, and to shut. Open and shut. You, and this is an adjustment time for you and Leo. That's your other adjustment point. Please remember that. If you're into astrology, you want to really look to Libra and Leo. This is also looking at your Sun and your Venus. Pardon me. Which is all the heart and love, creativity. I really feel like some of you have... Let's see what's up with this. Okay, we have 4 cards. Let's see what your ancestors have to say. How about that? Like your helpful ancestors, your spirit guides, however you want to determine it, define it. That which loves you, that is within a higher spiritual realm. Okay? Let's see, Pisces. Just a minute. I'd like to know what your north position is. Not yet. This is an odd way. I've never shuffled like this before. Interesting. Okay. Okay, we have insight. So this is someone who's passed on. When you can't see, they can. They may be coming to you through your dreams also, in some kind of way, telling you about what to do with in relation to other people. Perhaps the options that you have in a positive way. I could also see how to protect yourself. Some of you need more... if you feel like you have nightmares or you're not sleeping well, you rule over sleep. This could also be how your 12th house is, what's going on in your 12th or 6th house. It's this is your bedtime, right? Your bed is the 12th house. So, oh my God, this has to do with who you've slept with before, or what's happened in beds. Oh, so some of you have a family member or somebody again from the past that like still hurts you, or like, I think you need more protection around that. Like, I heard, I'm not going to let this bother me. I'm seeing one of those beds with like the like a princess bed with that sort of clear, it's transparent around you, like around it, so that like nothing. So why do we do that? It's actually not a print. Those things are to stop negative Scorpio, right? So the mosquito doesn't get you and you don't get malaria, right? So the cockroaches don't walk on your face while you're sleeping. It's all the scary, like, again, Scorpio stuff. So I heard some of you need to put more prayer before you go to bed. It could also be something just about your bedroom. I wouldn't put any family things in the bedroom. Pictures of family, objects, family objects. I don't feel like you want that in your bedroom at all. I feel like maybe some of you have like something like that. You want to keep it separated. They're there with you, the positive again, but like, I feel like there's a suggestion to keep that separated. Again, you have there's strong ancestral like energy that comes through while you're sleeping. If you've been keeping a dream journal, or maybe someone keeps a dream journal, or that could be something that's helpful. Let's see the East. I want to see what's awakening in you, what is coming alive, what's bringing vitality. Look at this. Awesome. So Taurus energy is what is opening in you. This is Aries and Taurus. Aries and Taurus energy. So this is I am and I have. It's when we combine Taurus and Aries, what we're talking about is confidence. It's like when Taurus finally learns the lesson to Leo, right? It's more Taurus than it is Aries, so like it's a soft confidence, but it's confidence all the same. And what's cool about this brother energy is I feel like this is, I'm willing, it's kind of like I'm happy where I am, and I'm open to what shall be. This is also showing me, like, this cow is reminding me of, like, the sacred cow in India. Like, that cow is not slaughtered, right? It's honored. There's a difference. It's not slaughtered, it's honored. Right? It's not something doesn't have to be sacrificed. It's like it already recognizes the power within something without having to destroy it. There's also gratitude in this. This is also waking up with the sun. I'm seeing stretching. I'm seeing, like, some of you, I don't know if it's just K2 or the South Node right now, but if you feel like your relationships with people are also a little funky, I'm seeing someone feeding the birds. Because to do that, you have to, maybe it's just this example. I'm seeing someone go outside in the morning. They're so grateful for the day. Like, they say what they're grateful for. They feed the birds. Then they come in and they take care of themselves. Then they take care of their animals if you have any. This could also be your children. I heard this is like your... So maybe we're talking about different routines, like when we go to sleep and when we wake up. So this is like, if there's awareness around the day like that, this is very simple kind of stuff, right? Somebody with short hair, because this is kind of angelic also, you see, with the wings. It's like somebody with short hair, like, okay, you know when you're sleeping and you just wake up and you remember? I really feel like a dream journal is helpful right now. When's the last time you saw... What are the animals that you remember in your dreams too, Pisces? I want to look at the South and see what you're creating. This is also inner child energy. The 10 of Earth, the great work, beautiful. Someone else had this card. I don't remember who now. Maybe this was Libra, actually. So this actually shows me really good inner child work. This is also showing me that there's a lot of, like, light going into your job or into your work, into your family in a positive way. I heard, I'm not just doing this for me. But it's not sacrificial, though. I need you to know that. It's important to not sacrifice. What did that say? Avarice? I don't want to bust out my dictionary. Let me look it up. Just a second. Because we have that opportunity now, right? It's that easy to be like, I don't understand that. And it's like, what does that mean? And it's like, oh, at least here's one perspective. Let's see. Oh. I wouldn't have done that. That's interesting. So avarice has to do with it has to do with extreme greed for wealth or material gain. What did hold on a second. Do not become a victim of avarice on the part of yourself or anyone else. Okay, say someone else was greedy. They had the avarice, for instance, someone else. And they were like, asked you to do something, but you know that that's against your morals. And you say, you could even say no, but they're like, oh, dude, I'll pay you a whole bunch if you want to do that, right? I'll pay you $5,000 to shit on my chest. I don't know. That's what I just saw. It's like, so that's not falling for that, right? I'm going to do something because of money. Whether this is for it or in the essence of, like, I'm seeing the lesson of, like, well, say someone was in a really unhealthy situation and they're like, well, I can't leave because I can't afford anywhere else. Or like, I can't whatever because of money. Okay, so there's always duality with you. I hope I'm explaining this right. It's like there's two ways to go about this. I guess it's don't do anything. The advice would be don't do anything that's against your morals for money, no matter what. Right? You don't believe in polluting the environment. Don't work for a pesticide company. Right? Say it's on the other hand where, again, I guess we already talked about it, like if you were somewhere and you're like, I can't do this because of money, that still is, because that would be like the landlord is greedy, right? Like, oh, well, I'm bucking up the rent. And it's just like, well, get the fuck, figure out how to, if you know what you need, I heard you're going to be okay. And I feel like the natural tendency with Pisces is like, I don't need anything. And it's disappointing in the world where you're like, the world is full of greed, right? I mean, look at the housing market right now as an example. It's disgusting. And we can blame the real estate people. We could blame whoever, but the point is that, like, greed is a problem in this world. I feel like you know this. And I think maybe for some of you, maybe that's a challenge with this Four of Earth in the center, is there could be something financially that doesn't feel... I mean, I guess this could also be saying to save your money for something. So that you can... Maybe some of you have to play the game to an extent to be able to get out of the game. Does that make sense? I'm seeing where someone, as an example, someone's in a very abusive relationship. It's like a domestic violence kind of thing. Maybe you have kids. This is a scenario I see. Someone feels stuck in that. And they're like, how the fuck am I going to leave? How am I going to get out of this? I'm stuck. I don't have any money. Maybe someone else is controlling the money. I don't know. Well, then you got to figure out what your resources are, where your support systems are. And start, if you need to get out of a situation again that's like that, then, well, I heard keep chipping away, and I heard, and you'll find a way. Because I heard God hears you when you say to yourself, I don't want this pain anymore. I don't want to suffer unnecessarily anymore. I realize this is only hurting me. Interesting. Because some of you have stayed in situations, I could see that folks have stayed in situations because they didn't want to hurt anybody else. Interesting, Pisces. Let's see the West. Let's look at your maturity. The Hierophant. Wow. Wow. So this Hierophant's about great knowledge, right? It's also about going, if he's in your place of maturity, adulthood, he's saying to approach something, know the rules of the game you're playing, Pisces. Whatever that may be. And again, what we just brought up is for the folks that are having a real hard time. That's always important. We need to, that's what this space was for. To help those that are at the bottom, because that's mostly where I lived most of my life. Not that I'm not elevated. I'm just saying, like, I'm a human being. But, like, you know what I mean? So if for some reason you're not on the bottom, oh, actually, I need you to know you're not on the bottom. How about that? You're not on the bottom. And if you feel like you are about something, then someone, I just saw a big old hand come down and pick you up out of there. And again, there's help there. But if we're going to take this more lightheartedly, you know, say this is, I don't know, just having to do with, I heard getting along better with family or building, maybe it's just ensuring that you and your family are taken care of and things are in order. That's obviously important. What else am I seeing? Just a minute. Okay, this Hierophant talks about, again, doing things traditionally. There are already rules set in place. So it's kind of like, again, this emphasizes, I'm going to play the game so I can get out of the game. Right? You don't want to pay that high rent? Then figure out how to save money so you can buy a house and have a cheaper mortgage payment. Do you know what I mean? And if we're talking about, I don't know, I keep wanting to shift this into like art and creativity for some reason. Because you can't go against the grain here with this energy. 10 of Earth, Hierophant, 4 of Earth. This is like, it's not going against the grain. Because I could see maybe some of you felt like an outcast in some kind of way. Or you felt separated from the world. Now I kind of want to cry. But as soon as I acknowledged that, it went back down. So I'm seeing this Hierophant as a confident establishment of something, a confident establishment of yourself within the world. You're holding a position of authority here, and if you need any help, there are people there that are like, if you were like, hey, I don't know how to do this, or I want to learn about this, or this is my plan, pardon me. I feel like the next year is really important, Pisces. What do we have for time? Oh man, 33:33. Holy. Alright, I guess we're going to leave it like that. Interesting. You have a lot of Earth here. Look, Hierophant, 4 of Earth, which is power, the brother of Earth, and the great work, which is the 10 of Earth. Your ancestors, or while you're sleeping, your dream time is very important. Some of you need a new mattress too. Libra talked about that. This is also talking to me about comfort. And insight is an interesting word. I'm seeing this as the sight within, right? You don't always need your eyes to see. So any of you have whatever work that you've been doing in relation to your family, like healing family, trying to, whatever that is, that's such a long line, family, right? I heard that, well, congratulations again for that work. Interesting. All right, I'm going to leave it like that because most people aren't this patient. You're probably one of the more patient. Thank you for that. I hope this was helpful, Pisces. When it's overcast or it's a little drizzly, I feel like those are really grounding days for you. The father is also very important. Some of you also have a brother, right? But either way, I like all this earth energy for you. This is showing me that you are grounded. 4 of earth, 10 of earth is like, I am good where I am. Brother of earth, again, very stable. So you don't want to, like, again, go against the grain with something. And I guess this shows that this month, whenever you find this, is stable. The emotions could be a little funky sometimes, but I also feel like even if that's the case, it's giving some kind of insight. 3 of earth, it's giving some kind of insight. So maybe this, I'm being reminded of, I don't remember if it was last month or the month before, pardon me, that talked about your abilities, like your talents, you know, getting up on that side hustle. You know, maybe it's just meeting new people, coming out, because if you've been hiding and you're coming out into the world and it's just like, hey, I want to get to know you, what's up? Who you? Who you? What you up to? What do you do? It's like when you talk about that, you feel solid, right? And there is something between now and October also, and then now until, I see, now until October until April, and then May. You might just want to look at these in your map, which is, again, Venus and Mars energy. Okay. I love you so much. I hope this was helpful. Thank you for being a part of this place. It's a pleasure and an honor. Please take care. Peace out.